You're going to learn exactly what quantum jumping is and how to quantum jump to desired reality step by step. Do you want more money or better health or to meet that soulmate? Stick around. This is where law of attraction and cutting edge science meet. Quantum physics provides us with a model of how the universe works based upon what goes on inside of an atom. And the key ingredient of that is the electron. A quantum leap or a quantum jump is when an electron goes from a lower valence or lower frequency of energy to a higher frequency of energy. It was long thought, of course, some scientists debated it, but it was long thought that electrons can only exist in certain fixed states of energy, that there was no in between. But with recent developments, it's now shown that electrons don't actually leap. They just go very, very fast from one level to another. And there's an infinite number of in-between states between the lower frequency level of the electron to the higher frequency level. And the electron passes through all of these states in probably a millionth of a second. And furthermore, electrons exist in a flux state, or in other words, they can exist as wave or particle or energy or matter. Now, what's really crazy is that they found that if somebody's actually observing the electrons, their behavior changes, and they're much more likely to exist as form or particle rather than wave. That's known as the observer effect. So why is this important? Because it shows that consciousness affects reality, that where our attention goes, energy flows, and we can use this consciousness in order to change the frequency of what makes up all the atoms, what makes up everything in the physical universe, to change our reality, to change circumstance, not only within ourselves, but actually outside of ourselves as well. Those infinite level of frequencies in between the quantum states of the electron, that's called the quantum field, and there are infinite possibilities within that field. And you can apply this to consciousness also. It's no mystery. You're already in the quantum field. It's just that your attention is focused on this physical reality, this physical now. And via the observer effect, you keep recreating the same thing over and over again. So basically, your past really becomes your present reality, which is what you create in the future. But you have the power to change that via the observer effect. You can shift your focus away from your physical reality and create a new reality within your consciousness. And what happens is that you change reality. You start to change reality on a quantum level, and then over time that starts to change on a macro level. So how do you put this knowledge to work for you? You learn how to hack the now, and you learn how to change it. And here's a step-by-step way of doing it. The thing that I'm going to share at the very end, that's super important, because without that, the rest of this technique isn't going to work. So the first step is to like this video and share it. Just kidding. But if you do that, that helps to get this video out to more people and to help more people. And I will thank you for that. So the first step really is you want to develop your meditation practice. You want to learn how to get present, but not just present, so present that you transcend your humanness, because you really are higher consciousness. You're really spirit. And if you can get so present that you're no longer a body, you're no longer a name, but rather your consciousness, your frequency, your energy, and you disassociate from the programmed belief of who you are, that's when you start to transcend the physical and start to blend more with the quantum field. So develop your meditation practice, and that's first and foremost. And then when you do the process, you want to spend a few minutes just getting so present that, again, that you're not a name, you're not a body. When I do this, I get such a rush of energy. It's like I'm taking off out of my body. Dr. Joe Dispenza describes it as slipping through the eye of the needle into the quantum field. So you want to do that first. Then you want to be grateful for the present moment. Nothing else. I mean, it's good to count your blessing, to be grateful for everything you have. But when you're doing this exercise, the present moment is so perfect just the way it is. I mean, if I'm doing this and I'm in pain or I'm going through some negative emotions, it really doesn't take away from the perfection of the now moment. It's just my own story. So what I want to do is just be grateful just for the now. And that kicks it up a notch, and then you really vibrate with the quantum field. You're really in that field of all possibilities. So once you really feel that gratitude for the present moment, the next step is you want to make in your mind not just what you're thinking, but what you're feeling and what you're believing on all levels. Whatever you desire, whether it's more money, a better house, a better job, better health, whatever it is, make that your reality. Feel like it's already real. Again, not just seeing it, feeling it, knowing it. Become that person that's already manifested that reality. Like, who would you be if your reality was manifested? How would you interact with the public? How would you behave? What would you do? Really capture that and be that. If you can visualize it with all your senses, great, but be it. Do that and feel super grateful. Feel super grateful. And hold that for 11 minutes if you can. It's okay if it wavers a little bit, if you get distracted, but hold that for 11 minutes. And then do that 3 times a day. And that's it. Add that to all your other law of attraction works. This is the foundation that's going to make it all work for you. This is what is the right expression? The silver bullet or the golden bomb, or whatever expression you want to do. This is what's going to make it work. So the last thing that you need to know is that programming is very powerful. Just because you have this technique doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to do it, because that past programming is going to want to take over. It's going to want to hijack your emotions and make it harder for you and pull you back into that past reality, because that's where the subconscious feels the most comfortable. You must learn to reprogram. This is the video you would want to watch in order to learn how to do that. So best of fortune to you. Do this. It really works. And I'm doing it too. I'm teaching you what I'm doing for myself. I love you. I'll see you with the next video. Namaste.